Hi guys.
A little bit.
It doesn't matter how
game.
brave you are.
In a house with
back.
ghosts,
It's
you'll
definitely an
unpleasant
unpleasant if you see a
feeling.
ghost in the house you're in. But if the ghost in Joan with you is a super waifu MLEM, what would you be like? Have you ever imagined that prospect? If not, let me tell you that I'm with the ghost girl. It will be in the game. To meet a beautiful ghost, then you have to press the red sign up button at the bottom.
me first.
If you do not press, you will not meet the
That's
ghost
what we're
girl.
talking
You
about.
see the temple, then I'll make the most disgusting ghost in the world. Brothers, when the registration
Let's
is
go
done,
meet
the cute ghost today. Is an indie film into This is the studio's first production. There should be an eye-catching team. There is almost no information. The game was released on August 3rd. It's very different from other horror games. In the market, the Severed Night God doesn't tell a horror story or scary things. This game is about a strange female ghost. The story of the game contains the elements of touch and it's more than horror. But that's not why it lacks mystery. The ghost of a horror game. In the game, you will play a young man to be rotated to serve the work of the company. I was placed in a company house. This house will be removed after 7 days. Just in time for your work to be done. In fact, this house was scheduled for demolition. It's because this house is rumored to be haunted. The main character's company, they reused this house. Let me stay the rest of the days before it was destroyed. It's a couple of first-day jobs in a new house. The main character caught the ghost haunting here. This ghost is strange. Usually ghosts are afraid of light every time. When the lights go out, we can see ghosts. This ghost alone. When the main character turns on the power, it's loitering behind the main character. But I don't seem to have any intention of reaching out. It's just trying to mess with you. By turning on and off electrical appliances in the home, all the electrical appliances before going to bed. Suddenly, I found a woman standing in the screen. This is an internet based on a popular horror movie. If they look at the whole, the ghost in the game, it's very similar to the ghost in them. In fact, the ghost in them, it's based on a famous Japanese called Sako Yamahamura. Maybe the inspiration of the game Severed Night is based on Sako. It's not just a character in a legend. Japan that it has been the symbol of the horror genre. So, a lot of game makers have taken inspiration to put in their game. Back to the Severed Night God. After TVI automatically turns on, the main character is approaching to turn off TVI, stopped by the ghost's hand. At that moment, my heart stopped. Not because you're afraid. It's because I'm amazed at the beauty that this ghost has. In the moment that eyes meet, the main character decides to give the beautiful ghost girl. The ghost girl was surprised by his actions. He took the cake and disappears in the startle of the main character. So thanks to that donut, the main character survived. After the first day in the haunted house, Monday after a long day of work, the main character must return to the haunted house to stay overnight because I have nowhere else to go. When you bring the story, I've met a ghost the night before. Tell your colleagues. People have seen. It's a joke. And don't believe what you tell me. You go back to the house with a very depressed and somewhat panicked attitude. Just entered the house. I saw a strange piece of paper. A sheet of paper with scrawled text. Get out of here. This is clearly a piece of paper left by the ghost girl kid. It seems that the girl, I don't want anyone in this house because this is the house she's been in before. But now, the main character doesn't know where to move. So I ignored the warning from the ghost girl. I'm just focused on what Miss Sato asked me to do. I forgot to introduce you guys. Sato is the manager of this house. It's the person who directly supports the main character. During the time you lived and worked here. And Monday night, Sato asked the main character to find some items. In the process of finding the main character is constantly threatened by the ghost girl. It appears in the back of the main character. When looking for stuff, the main character also found a toy dung beetle. Maybe this toy was left behind by a used to be in this house. After finding all the items, at Sato's request, Mao decided to attack the main character. You feel like you're insulted because the main character. Ignore the threat you wrote on the paper. She's doing the exact same scare as Sako. Jumpskin main character falls and turns to the floor. You keep trying to kill the main character. But then she saw the dung beetle. The main character picked it up. It's a very interesting scene that happened. Even if it's a ghost, this girl still has her personality. Just like a normal girl. She's afraid of dung beetles. Or speaking broadly, maybe this girl has an insect phobia. Seeing the ridiculous fear of the ghost girl, the main character has to reassure her by explaining. This action of proven a brief moment. I forgot the boundary between the two worlds. You see the ghost girl, more like a lovely girl. It's a scary ghost. A few seconds earlier, he wanted to take after knowing it's just a toy. The ghost girl looked angry and disappeared again. On the third day after returning from the main character discovered the pudding I bought the day before. It's evaporated. What's left is just a white Prove it shell. During your absence. The ghost girl boiled the whole pudding, but maybe. It's all part of the main character's calculations. I believe that the ghost girl really likes to eat sweets. I decided to find a place to hide the donut. It today. To avoid being eaten by the ghost girl. After a 6-day break, I decided to hide the cake in the closet. But when you turn your face away, I saw the ghost girl holding a donut. Eat while the main character falls. Desperate to see your cake eaten. It didn't stop there. The ghost is teasing the main character. Disappear with the cake in front of you. Until the 4th day, the main character goes and I'm going to make a cup of instant But after noodles. The pasta is done, then you discover all the chopsticks in the house didn't fly. I know that the ghost girl did it. Out of the way, I had to get other things in the house to make chopsticks now. After you finish your cup of noodles, chopsticks have also reappeared. It's very difficult to understand the actions of the ghost girl. Words to you. Can I ask you a question? Why don't you escape? Teen Ghost, answer the main character with a no. She said that she wants to live with a good man. So she doesn't want to leave the world. Although, the main character doesn't look very good right now. But I'll give you a chance to prove it. Can be viewed as the ghost girl gave the green light to the main character. Maybe the actions of the main character made the ghost girl a little bit of a mess. She no longer threatened or intended to attack him. To the 5th day, when the main character comes home, I saw the ghost girl hugging the cat model next to the VI. But for some reason, that the cat's tail was broken. This makes the ghost girl quite angry. You make the entire electrical system extinguish to calm the anger of the beautiful ghost girl. Main character forced to figure out how to fix the cat after a bit of groping in the dark. You can also bring the cat back. The ghost girl status quo when getting the cat back. You seemed happy again, no longer threatening the main character. Out of sweet trial, this ghost girl is also an animal lover. This is a cat lover. Kit model in the house. It's one of her favorite things. What's more important is now, main character. I'm used to living with a ghost girl, and it seems I have a little love for this girl too. Then yes, Friday as usual. The main character returns home, but instead of worrying about the ghost girl's actions, now I'm thinking about another problem. I'm afraid that a few days after this house was dismantled, then that ghost girl will come out. Then where should she be? This proves even more. Main character. I fell in love with the ghost girl, as opposed to the main character's anxiety. Girl ghost on Friday and Joan with you. Still worrying free. She forced him to take on a challenge she created. It's a series of object puzzles. Or when the main character completes all the ghost girl gave it to me. The ghost girl decided to make you a cup of tea as part rewards that are after achieved. Completing the challenge. We both sat down for tea and watched TV. Now the fear in my heart is getting bigger. I don't want this house to be torn down. But you can't do anything. I can't even say this to you. To the 7th day, the main character returns home. And I decided I'd say it all. I've been finding out for the last 7 days. The ghost girl is with you. Thanks to your relationship with people in the company. I know the ghost girl's name is Mata Carway. You worked at the company 5 years ago, but for some reason, that you left the world in this very room. Maruka was born with a cat named Nina. When you die, Nina was adopted by the company's management. It's Mr. Yokoyama. However, Yokoyama's daughter is allergic to cats. So he asked the main character to adopt Nina. Nina, under the care of the main character, had a very good life. However, 2 weeks ago, Nina died of an illness. But Nina also had one. Life is extremely happy. The main character shared this whole thing with her. Because I guess your purpose hasn't escaped is to carry worrying in my heart. Worried about Nina? He said you can leave now with peace of mind. Because I know somewhere in the world you'll see Nina again. The next morning the room was cleaned. Everything has been shipped somewhere else. Only the main character is left in the room. I saw a cat model and a letter. This is what Maruka left you. In the letter she said, I'm glad to know about Nina. However, your main purpose is not about Nina in this room. Which is, you really want to be with a man. Ideal though. The main character is not the type of man. But even if it is, your actions, it helped you feel good. So now you can rest assured and go. She also thanked the main character. Because you took good care of Nina, you can see even a beautiful girl. But at the time of Maruka's birth, there was no way to take care of. When you die, you want to be so happy. She had a lot of love for Nina. Forgetting yourself. I really need a man by my side. Right after reading the letter, the main character discovers that Madoka is sitting next to him and she's looking at the last time we spoke a few words. And then Maruka decided to leave. Before Maruka disappeared, the main character gave her the last memento related to Nina that you're keeping. It's a keychain braided from Nina's tail feathers. I hope that in the world there, Maruka will see Nina again and give it back this tuft of tail feathers. Maruka took the keychain and she was very touched. Holds the main character's hand. Russian like I want to hug you. But then you disappeared. The game will have the different endings. The first ending, if the main character leaves the house without removing the talisman from the door, we'll see Madoka with Nina. In the world beyond, maybe Nina's having fun right now. Because after a long time, he met his former owner again. What about Madoka? We've seen it too. Her face was brighter and fresh. However, there was a little sadness on her face. Maybe you still feel sorry. Time spent with the main character. Too short. Your whole life. I've never experienced a moment so happy. Maybe what you want most is not to see Nina What again. You want most right now, being with the main character. Much more. At the second end, if the main character removes the spell before leaving the room, we'll see a little bit of Kassen on the ship. Take the main character back to Tokyo. Sitting on the train thinking about there's nothing. A warm hand holding the main character's Surprisingly, hand. That's Maruka. She's back with Nina. She smiled very happy. This time, she shared a donut with the main character. Maybe this is really what you want. So long ago you found the man you've been waiting for 5 years. For many of you watching here, maybe the second ending is a happy ending. But for me, living with a ghost is something very strange. Basically, humans and ghosts are getting together is impossible. If the main character let this go on for a long time, then sure, both you and Maruka will suffer more in the future. So in the end, the first ending, I think, is the best ending. We both had a honeymoon in disguise. It's very interesting. That memory will remain beautiful in the memory and it'll never go away. This is a ghost love story that I brought to you in today's video. I have to admit, even if I don't have a plot, the Seven-Night God has brought us. It's a cold love story, literally. Right. How do you see this game? If you're living with a ghost as dim as Maruka, can you accept it? Please leave a comment below to for my own sake. I will give you 3 Now the category comment is back. Damn Bad Hunter says the channel is sucking fame. No.